never let it grow. I'm at war with it, but it's hard to let it go.
This is a weapon review.
Welcome to the show. I am 1LHD, and this is a weapon review. Today we'll be taking a look at the legendary kinetic auto rifle Scathelocke, a member of the adaptive frame 600 RPM family of auto rifles, and was also available for use in the Destiny 2 beta. I've managed to drop this weapon from legendary engrams from Devrim K, legendary engrams decrypted by the Cryptart, post-match crucible rewards, the list goes on. Anyways, the Scathelocke sights consist of IS-5 circle, a ring-shaped short zoom iron sight that offers a great boost to handling, Model 8 red, a holographic red dot sight with a medium zoom that increases range but cuts handling, and Mark 10 glass, a scope sight that increases range but decreases handling. You know, I like IS-5 circle and Model 8 red almost equally. Both sights are clear, non-encumbersome, and have one particular stat that they focus on. Out of the three sights, IS-5 circle offers the best handling increase, while Model 8 red does the same thing for the range stat. So I find myself alternating between these two sights depending on what activity I'm in. Mark 10 glass is just pointless. What I don't understand is that it's a scope sight but offers less of a range increase than Mark 10 glass and cuts your handling stat more drastically than the other two sights. I've stated how I felt in the past weapon reviews about scope sights on close range automatic weapons, and at this point in time I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. So, in short, if you're using this weapon and you wanted to feel snappier and handle better, use IS-5 circle. If you want less damage fall off and want to engage enemies that are a bit farther away than normally, go for Model 8 red. Simple. For magazine perks, we have high caliber rounds and tactical mag. First off, I'ma just say that high caliber rounds doesn't need an introduction at all. This is one of the most notorious perks in Destiny history and retains most, if not all, of its power and notoriety in Destiny 2. Whether you're going mono a mono with an enemy guardian in the crucible or slaying minions of the darkness in PvE, nobody will ever be happy to be on the receiving end of your high caliber rounds. You'll be causing your opponents to flinch so badly that you will easily gain the upper hand almost every time. Tactical mag on this weapon actually is not as bad as I thought it would be. I'll probably end up saying this later on in the review, but don't ever use this perk over high caliber rounds in PvP though. Tactical mag will add some rounds to the magazine and some points to the stability and reload speed stats, but it's up to you if you feel that this is more important than staggering your opponents. In my professional opinion, I'd say that it is. The final perk is which increases this weapon's stability and accuracy as this magazine gets lower. In my experience, this perk works well in longer lasting gunfights. The lower your magazine gets, the less that this weapon will kick, which lessens the difficulty of keeping your sights on target. Less kick equals more control, so persevering and continuing to hose your opponent down is actually quite beneficial. The only issue I've had with this perk is the fact that I frequently reload my weapon out of habit. If this is something that you also struggle with, then it's apparent that you won't be getting the full benefit out of this perk. To me, auto rifles feel and sound a lot more powerful than they did in Destiny 1 in this game, and the Scathelocke is no exception. Despite the fact that it's a lower impact, higher rate of fire auto rifle, it definitely delivers the pain and is always an excellent choice for crowd control. High caliber rounds and tactical mag both work well in PvE, and I find myself using both of these perks depending on the activity I'm in. The stagger effect from high caliber rounds will enable you to keep hordes of enemies at bay, since they'll be too busy getting knocked back by your gunfire to attack you or overwhelm you with their numbers. This weapon's crowd control utility is even further complemented by its massive 42 round magazine, so you would definitely be able to keep mowing enemies down effortlessly. Being an auto rifle with a larger magazine, I commonly pair this weapon with the Titan's Actium War Rig to up the ante even further. In PvP, the Scathelocke is probably one of the most underrated weapons despite how well rounded it is. There are too many people currently riding the 450 RPM auto rifle wave to realize how deadly this weapon is in the right hands. The major seller point of this weapon is the fact that it has high caliber rounds, and when you add a stagger effect to a weapon with a high fire rate, you will have a weapon with insane combat utility. In the majority of your gunfights, you will notice that your opponents will be flinching too often to accurately land their shots, which gives you an insane advantage, especially if your evasive skills are on point. Rule of thumb for PvP: don't screw yourself over and use tactical mag over high caliber rounds. Slapping your opponents around with an insane amount of flinch offers a lot more benefits than the extra points of stability, reload speed, and 3 extra rounds in the magazine. The Scathelocke's fastest time to kill is 1 second flat and could put a guardian down with 11 crits. At this point in time in Destiny 2, everybody should own or should have owned a Scathelocke by now, since it can drop from multiple different methods in the game. This weapon performs amazingly in all activities of the game and deserves a spot on your loadout for PvP and PvE alike. But that does it for this one, everybody. I am 1LHD, and this has been a weapon review. I'll catch you on the flip side. Keep it smooth.